Dan Mandis here. Yeah, they are. They're going bonkers in Yonkers. Have you seen the video? I mean, there is video out there, and you've got all of these migrants, and of course they're from Venezuela, and they're living at, I guess it's a Ramada Inn in Yonkers, and they've been there for months. And apparently, from what I understand, they're not real happy with the rules, these migrants in Yonkers, New York. And so the cops show up because there is all kinds of stuff going on. And the cops show up and insanity ensues because the migrants weren't happy.
Ken Tarnal, a migrant from Venezuela also living at the shelter, was arrested Tuesday for disorderly conduct.
There's a guy unruly. He's getting very violent with everybody. He's throwing stuff at everybody.
It happened after a dispute between migrants and staff. Police body cam video shows Arnal pulling away from officers and this woman blocking the police car door. Police say at one point she attempted to strike officers. She too was arrested.
Yeah, but you know, my question is, so if she's trying to, and this other guy, Arnal, so if they're hitting police officers, I mean, I would think that'd get them a one-way ticket back to Venezuela, would it not? Odds are they're at that Ramada Inn. Which is worse, like Ramada Inn or Venezuela?
That's a toss-up. I don't know.
Moving on.
Arnal says he acted out because he's fed up with his rights being violated.
They enter our rooms without knocking.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. Did you just hear what he said? He said they enter our rooms without knocking. That's what this migrant is upset about, because the cops are entering their room or the staff are entering their room without knocking. Oh, my God. Did you knock when you came crashing into our country? Sorry, I got triggered. I'll go ahead and start that audio bite again.
Being violated.
They enter our rooms without knocking. They enter, search through our personal belongings when we aren't there, our money and jewelry.
The individuals that we're talking about and what's happening at the Ramada Inn appears to be limited to a few people who just, frankly, aren't happy with some of the rules.
Rules include no unsafe appliances like hot pots in the rooms.
Hot pots in the rooms. That's what's going on at that particular Ramada Inn, where this guy is upset because they're coming into their rooms without knocking. I'm sure they have like do not disturb signs or whatever. I mean, wouldn't they?
Well, I would think.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we should put on the border.
That's exactly right. Big old do not disturb signs. I'm sure
That'll work.
That'll work.
Biden will think so.
It's just that easy.
Police say officers responded to over 100 dispute calls at the shelter since last May, when over 250 migrant families moved in. We're told no complaints of theft were made, but it's now being investigated.
We're not dealing with crime. We're dealing with disputes. We're trying to obviously diffuse disputes. There's a couple people that aren't happy with certain situations, certain rules. We
reached out to West Hab, the organization that runs this shelter. We were told no comment at this time. In Yonkers.
So there you go. So they're unhappy with the rules, apparently. And, that when they're attacking police officers, and if you look at this video, I mean, these people are just going absolutely nuts. Meantime, they're staying there for free. They're getting taxpayer dollars from, the good people of New York, and they're dealing with all of this. And can you imagine the poor people that have homes around this particular Ramada Inn, wherever it is, in Yonkers? And so this is just part of the conversation that we're seeing every day. And the more that these conversations happen, or the more that these incidents happen, the more people are going to be looking at these, and they're going to say, you know what? Clearly, obviously, it wasn't like this with Donald Trump. And the former president, he's always really quick. And this is, I think, part of what his campaign is doing really well, is that whenever we see these kinds of things happen, the former president is always just out there talking about it, as he should.
Unlike the Democrats, who are killing Social Security and Medicare by allowing the invasion of migrants into our country, it's an absolute, like a military invasion. I will not, under any circumstances, allow either of these two precious gems to be even touched under a Trump administration. You will always have your Social Security in full as you have it now, and you will always have your Medicare. Biden cannot say that because Biden is killing them both with the invasion of migrants and while at the same time destroying our country in every other way. MAGA 2024.
There you go, Donald Trump. By the way, he's still trying to goad Biden into a debate. You see this? And everybody's on the right asking, okay, so when is Joe Biden going to... Oh, Mario, that's true. When is Biden going to debate? Mario says, Dan, I read that Venezuela will not take their people back. That's true. That's part of the dynamic here. And I don't have all of that story in front of me, but the issue that we have is that we got all these people from Venezuela here. Some of them are true criminals. I mean, they all broke our immigration laws, but some of these folks come here and then they break other laws. I mean, they're violent. They're attacking police officers. They're attacking people. I mean, we all know the stories, particularly of these Venezuelan migrants. And so we arrest them, but Venezuela won't take them back. You know that part of the story, folks. And I'm sitting here thinking, Venezuela won't take them back. Well, who cares? Ship them back. Drop them off at the Venezuelan border. And so we have ourselves now, even if Donald Trump is once again reelected as president of the United States for a second term, we've got to figure out a way to get all these people back to where they came from. Oh, that sounds so racist. No, it isn't. It's just what the American people want.
And what New York is going through, I hate to tell you folks up there, but Arizona, Texas, all these border states have been going through this for years now.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just a matter of time before there is an incident involving police officers and these migrants, and the media is going to start attacking the officers.
Yes, they are.
It's just a matter of time.
Well, we saw that story. I talked about this story earlier today where you talk about the media attacking police officers, where that headline in the Washington Post, where they said that the police officers, shot this guy 91 times and, he was a black motorist and all this kind of stuff, failing to mention that he was shooting at the cops. Nowhere in the headline did it say, in this Washington Post headline, did they mention that this guy that these police officers shot and killed, 91 bullets, this guy was shooting at the cops, and they didn't say it anywhere in the headline.
No, nor that he was out on pretrial. He was free on a pretrial bond for a felony charge.
Yeah, didn't say that either, did they? So that's what the media is doing. And this is all very much par for the course with the Washington Post, New York Times as well. And this is part of why I absolutely love what is going on social media these days, and X and, whatever else, Rumble is out there as well, and Facebook perhaps to a far lesser extent. But people are able to call out these various media organizations for their BS reporting. I mean, and the other part that was funny about this, and I've got the headline up now. Police fired 96 shots in 41 seconds, killing a black man during a traffic stop. And we were joking earlier about how they use this his name is Dexter Reed, and they're trying to turn him clearly into the next George Floyd, right? And so they use a picture of old Dexter Reed there from a photo about 8 years ago when he was graduating high school, as opposed to the fact that he had a mugshot taken about 5 months previous.